Hey guys, I want to tell you guys real quick before I start the movie review because as you can tell from the title, this is going to be a movie review of Interview with the Vampire. But before I do that, I want to start off by saying I hope you all had a very, 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 very happy Thanksgiving. And for those of you who did go Black Friday shopping, I hope you guys found things you were looking for at good deals to get them at. I know I went Black Friday shopping and we didn't really have much here in town. I didn't go out of town. I probably should have, but I didn't. But we didn't really have much here, so I didn't really get anything. But anyways, now about the movie review. My last one I did, I kind of went a little bit more in depth than I'm going to with this one. And the only reason that is because my fiance comes home from work in a little less than an hour, and I still have to finish getting ready because we're going to be leaving and going to a friend's house for a little get together for a couple of hours. So this one's not going to be as in depth as my other one was, but you guys will still hopefully get the idea. And if you've not seen this movie, it definitely is on my recommended list. And for those of you who have seen it, let me know what you guys thought of it as well in a comment or something. But anyways, let's get started. So, Interview with the Vampire. This was done in 1994 by director Neil Jordan. He also did the movie The Crying Game. And it stars the main star of the movie is Brad Pitt, who plays a character named Louis. And it also has Tom Cruise, who plays Lestat, and also Kirsten Dunst is in this movie as the character Claudia, the little girl. So, let's see. The movie takes place, it takes place all over the place. But it starts off with Louis, and he finds this guy. He was following him around for quite a while, and the guy ends up being like a reporter type person. His name is Daniel, and the man that plays him is Christian Slater, who's also done the movie Wind Talkers. And it starts off that he decides to start telling him kind of about his life, his 200-year-long life, up to where they are now. And at first, Daniel doesn't really believe Louis is a vampire. When he first tells him he's a vampire, he thinks he's kind of nuts, and he doesn't really believe him. But he comes to be shown that Louis is actually a vampire. Now, he tells him all about, pretty much, it's just like what I said. It's his life, his 200-year-long life, up until where he is now. And he talks a lot in the beginning about how depressed he was. He was a plantation owner, and he lost his wife during childbirth, and both her and the child died. And it made him really, really depressed, and he was pretty much willing to let anybody kill him. He was pretty much looking for death. And the person that accepted the chance to kill him, was Lestat, which was Tom Cruise, which you guys know from Top Gun. And, yeah, so he ends up accepting the chance to kill Louis. And it just goes through, he turns him into a vampire, and it goes through all that. And then it goes through the years they were together as a vampire, just him and Lestat together, until they eventually find a little girl named Claudia, which is Kirsten Dunst, which you guys know from like Spider-Man and stuff like that. And what happens is Brad Pitt's character Louis, he ends up he doesn't want to kill humans. He would rather drink the blood of rats and chickens and things like that. He's got like a lingering emotion for human life. And Lestat is trying and trying and trying and trying and trying to get him to just forget about it and just go ahead and drink the human blood and to kill humans, because that's kind of what he is now. Well, they get into an argument, and it shows Louis walking down the street, and he ends up coming to a bad part of the town where the plague has hit. And he hears a little girl crying, and he goes in the house where the little girl's crying, and she's crying holding on to her mother's hand, and asks him for help because her father left, never came back, and her mother won't wake up. Here, her mother died from the plague, but she doesn't realize that, being a little girl. And he picks her up and hugs her, and when he hugs her, he can feel her blood pulsing, and he decides to drink from her. And while he's drinking from her, Lestat comes in, sees them together, and pretty much celebrates. It's like the happiest moment of Lestat's undead life, or whatever, that Louis finally drank from a human. And Louis gets pretty much angry, and he leaves. Well, it comes back that Lestat finds Louis in a sewer because he sees all the bodies of the dead rats, so he knew it was Louis drinking the blood from the rats, and tells him he has a surprise for him, and brings him back to that little girl's house. And the little girl is still alive, but she's almost dead, and Lestat turns her into a vampire to be a companion with Louis. And that's fireworks if you guys just heard that, I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, she turns into a vampire, and then it goes through all of them being together and what all they do while they're together. And then they also run into a vampire named Armand, which is played by Antonio Banderas. You guys know him from like The Mask of Zorro and things like that. He's not in it as long as I thought he'd be, because his name is on the cover of the movie, Antonio Banderas. I don't know, you guys probably can't read the names. But he's the second name down. So I thought he was going to be in this movie a lot more than he was, but he actually wasn't in the movie that much. He had quite a few scenes, but I mean, all in all, he wasn't really in the movie that much. He wasn't considered a main character, I guess. But they find him after Claudia and Louis. They try to kill Lestat to be free from him, and they find Armand. Well, Antonio Banderas' character Armand, and he's running like a theater where vampires are pretending to be humans, pretending to be vampires. And they made it like a theater, and it shows them interacting with them and things like that. And then it ends where, you know, where the present day is. And all in all, though, the movie is really, really good. It runs at approximately, I believe, 122 minutes is what it is. Let me look really quick. Yeah, it runs approximately 122 minutes, so it is a little bit long, but it's a really good movie. I don't know, I really, really like this movie. I suggest, if you have watched the movie but you've never read the book, Interview with the Vampire, to definitely pick it up and read it. The book is really good, and the movie actually does a pretty good job with staying with the book. The book, of course, is by Anne Rice, and she also did the screenplay for this movie, and it's really, really good. I really, really like it. It's also done by Warner Home Video and Geffen Pictures. Warner Home Video, they've done lots and lots of movies, and I think actually one of the movies they did was The Curve, if I remember right. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's one of the movies they did, which will be a different review later. But, yeah. Geffen Pictures, I don't really know what all they've done. I'll have to look later. But, yeah, it's a really, really good movie, and it really does make you feel like you're back when there were slaves and things like that, like when it shows them being on the plantation and stuff. I mean, you feel like you're there. They did such a good job doing it. It obviously it's rated R. It's a vampire movie. Of course it's going to be rated R. I think the only vampire movie I've ever seen that wasn't rated R for violence or something was The Little Vampire. That was like PG-13 or something, and it's a little kids movie. But yeah, it's rated R for violence and language, and it also has nudity in it. Not very much nudity, just there's a couple scenes where there's a little bit of nudity, or you can catch some scenes with where you can see through a woman's shirt or something like that. But it does have nudity in it, so if you've never watched this and you have kids, I don't know, it's up to you if you let them watch it or not. I wouldn't recommend it, but then again, I don't recommend many horror movies for kids to watch, even though that's kind of me being a hypocrite, because I've been watching horror movies since I was a little kid. But I mean, it's up to you if you want to let your kids watch it or not. But anyways, so that's pretty much it for this, for what it's about and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick what the DVD looks like. This is the front, and you got your side, Interview with the Vampire, and then the back, and then you open it up like that, and like that. So yeah, that's what the case and everything looks like, and the DVD and everything. Yeah, I don't know. All in all, like I said in the beginning, I love this movie. Most vampire movies, I usually like them. Like, I guess I thought of another vampire movie that's not rated R, and that'd be Twilight, but that doesn't count. I don't count that as a vampire movie, no offense to people who are in love with Twilight. I myself also really like Twilight, but I'm more of a fan of the books than the movies. And I know that's probably might start a little debate or something, and I hope not. I hope I didn't offend anybody by saying that, but I don't know. I don't really count that as a true vampire movie. But anyways, off the topic. Interview with the Vampire. Absolutely love this movie. I've loved this movie since the first time I watched it, which was years ago. And I've always wanted a copy of it and never got to get a copy of it, but I finally did pick up a copy of it, and it was at a decent price. I think probably because it's older. I actually went to one of our malls we have here and went to the store FYE, and they sell, for those of you who don't know what FYE is, they sell movies and music and like CDs and stuff, and posters and stuff like that. And I got it from there, and I think I only paid, oh geez, I think I only paid like $5 for it. I mean, it was really, really cheap, and usually at the mall you don't find them that cheap, even if it is an older movie, so that surprised me. But anyways, yeah, definitely pick yourself up a copy of this, even if you've seen it. I mean, it's one of those movies that you just, like, can't help but be in love with. I don't know. But I really recommend you watch it for yourself if you haven't seen it already. And if you haven't seen it already, don't be expecting really cool effects and things like that, because this was done in 1994. I mean, we've come way further in technology since then, and it's not going to be like one of those movies where the effects are like all perfect and things. You're going to catch mistakes in the movie, but that's perfectly fine. Really good movie, and yeah, check it out. And if you've seen it, like I said before, leave a comment or a video response or something and let me know what you thought of it, and if you would consider it on your recommended list or not whenever you recommend movies to other people. So that's about it for now, and yeah, Interview with the Vampire.